Hi, it's the coach, Laurie McNaughton, coming to you again with a short video. And as I promised, I'm going to talk about leadership in this particular video because the success of any business, whether you're in the small or medium-sized enterprise, and certainly beyond that, leadership is vital to getting the best out of yourself, but also getting the best out of the people who work for you. Now, I built myself a little mind map here just to prompt myself and stay focused on what the most important thing is. And what is leadership? What does it involve? What does it mean? And I want to just say something to start this off is leaders are not born. Yes, the aptitude for leadership might be in them, but understanding what leadership is and how to guide people and get the best out of people is a systematic process. And understanding that, first of all, and saying, yeah, you know what, I can learn to be a great leader is step one. So what are some of the attributes? And there are many of great leaders, but I'm going to just touch on a few here. And one is communication. You need to understand how your communication is affecting the people who work for you. I studied under Judith Glaser, Conversational Intelligence. She wrote a book. If you want to pick it up, I would recommend. It's a great book. It really identifies the kinds of conversations that bring the best out of people versus the kind of conversations that shut people down and get them stuck. And then the other part of that, added to that, is neuroscience, and she talks about neuroscience in her book. And I first came across this idea of neuroscience would have been back in the early 2010, maybe a little bit earlier than that. I was at a conference in Orlando, Florida, and one of the speakers talked about neuroscience and neuroplasticity, and that, you know, this idea that you can't teach an old dog new tricks is not correct. And so neuroscience is understanding deeper how you get the very best out of people. How do you create a space in your place of work where people are going to come and flourish and be the best that they can be? And of course, like I said, it starts with leadership, and then communication is vital to that. And then just understanding this is going to open up so many doors and help you just create a space where people, not only the people who work for you, but you will be. As a business owner, if you want to work less, make more money, and have more fun, then you need to really dive in and understand just a few of these topics and how do I become the best leader that I can possibly be. So I want to just touch base on a book that I think every business owner should read, and it's John Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership. He brilliantly lays out the differences between somebody who's just the boss and somebody who actually engages the people who work for them to become the best that they can be. And he lays it out in 5 levels so that it's easy for you to understand. And I know once I even just read this over, it's going to have some impact for you in understanding why sometimes when you've put somebody in a position of leadership, why they've failed, and maybe sometimes why you've put somebody in a position of leadership and they've excelled. And then once you understand that, you're going to say, okay, so I need to hire people and train people to fit into this matrix so I can really create a business where not only am I rewarded well for this, not only where I have fun and I make a lot of money, but everybody else who works for you does the same thing. So the first level that John Maxwell talks about is really sort of the position level. Position is you've been put in the position of being the boss. And if you own a small business, you are the boss. And so that de facto makes you the leader. The challenge is that people are only following you at the position level is because you're the boss. So you either been promoted into that position or you are a business owner, and so you are the boss. And so people are only following you because of that, no other reason. So the next level is the permission level. And the permission level is really means not only are you the boss, but you are also a likable person. So I'm going to follow you because I like you and because you're my boss. Again, you can't stay at this level because people will grow beyond you, and people will also become frustrated because there's so much more to leadership than just being likable and just being the boss. And so the next level of leadership is production. And this is where people are following you because you're the boss, they like you, and you have done some things in that industry that they would know that they can learn something from you. And they can become better at what it is that they do by following you. So that's the third level of leadership. And again, you can't stay here at this level if you want to be and you want to create something that's exceptional and extraordinary. And if you want to have a business, again, as a business owner, where you're having way more fun, you're, having more time, free time to do whether you want to spend more time with your family, spend more time looking after your health, traveling, or maybe you want to just spend some time building more businesses, buying and selling, or buying businesses, building them up and selling them. So this fourth level is the people development level. And this is where people follow you because you're the boss, they like you, you've done some amazing things in the industry, but you've helped other people grow and become better people. And I always sort of follow Jim Rohn. If you haven't followed him, you should. Jim Rohn says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because as you become better in every part of your life. As you become better, you become a better employee, you become a better brother, sister, husband, wife, father, mother. It just bleeds into every area of your life. And so your job at level 4 is to grow people to become the best that they can be. Now, you can stay at this level and have a huge amount of success, both as a team member and as a business owner. Now, the next level, the fifth level, which is what John Maxwell refers to as personhood, is, people who like Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, John F. Kennedy, to name just a few people, who people followed them because of their presence in the world. So you don't need to get to that level to be really, really successful. It might be something that you want to do. It might be something that you want to pursue, but you don't have to. So I talked a little bit about leadership. I talked about communication and neuroscience, and I talked about 5 levels of leadership. Before I let you go, I'm going to just talk about one other book. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I'll just bring it over. It's Management Techniques from the Best Damn Ship in the Navy. It's called It's Your Ship, and the author is Captain Michael Abrashoff. And this book, you might be able to see the number of little tabs that I've put in there. Obviously, I got a ton out of this book. He writes this book. He took on the worst ship in the Navy and turned it into the number 1 ship in the Navy. And he talks about how he did that. And it's a lot in relationship to some of the topics that I've already talked about. So thank you for listening. If you found this video interesting and educational, please subscribe. If you're interested in understanding how somebody like myself can help you in your business, accelerate your goals, achieve your goals quicker and faster, please go to lauriemcnaughton.com. You can book yourself a 15-minute discovery meeting. And as I've said in previous videos, that 15-minute discovery meeting is simply that. I want to discover whether or not this is something that I can help you with. And if I can help you, then we'll book a longer complimentary coaching session. And in that, I will again dive in and try to understand what the causes of it. Remember, if you got a dysfunctional team, that's a symptom. So I want to know what the cause is. And then we'll talk about some of the solutions. And then if we think there's some value in us working together, I can talk about some of the programs that I have available for business owners just like yourself. So again, Laurie McNaughton, your coach. You go to lauriemcnaughton.com. I look forward to the opportunity to being of service and help you, as I said, achieve your goals quicker and faster. And just so you know, I do half-day, full-day, and 2-day workshops on communication and leadership. Okay, thank you very much. We'll talk again soon.